What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Today. I'm Jenn Sterger.
Hey, I'm Eddie Pence. This is Kevin.
This is Kevin.
He's wagging his tail on
Kevin
my microphone.
is so ready to go, probably
Stop
outside.
hitting my microphone with your tail, you freak.
Adding a little bit of bass to our intro. I don't hate it. Kevin, you got to lay down because you're
He's very
stressing
excited.
me out.
He's very happy to be here.
That makes one of us. Oh, dude, it's been a hot minute since we've recorded.
Yeah, I've been out of town.
How was it? How was traveling? Must be nice.
Fucking awful.
Really?
I hate. This is why, as a comic, I don't go on the road that much anymore because I hate travel.
Yeah.
I hate it.
What happened?
I flew American, right? The flight out was fine. It wasn't bad. We had a direct flight on United, which I prefer over American, from here to Virginia. And then I went to visit my brother.
I don't do non-direct flights anymore unless it's like an absolute necessity, and that's the only way you can get there.
You can't get to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, without a connection. There's no direct flight from LA to Myrtle Beach.
Not even on like
which is
Southwest
weird.
or Spirit
nothing.
or
which
nothing?
is weird because their airport says it's international. I'm like, I beg to differ, Myrtle Beach. I beg to differ. You're international to Charlotte, and that's about it.
Yeah, you can't call your airport international if you don't have any direct flights
from
places.
Los Angeles.
Oh,
so on the way back, we're flying from, and we had that hurricane coming up from Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a layover in Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah,
like a 2-hour layover.
Which not a great airport.
Well, first of all, it's the size of Manhattan. Have you ever been to Dallas? It's a massive fucking airport.
They'll drop you off at one end and be like, "Good luck getting to your gate."
Well, it's like literally them dropping you off in New York, and then gate B is in New Jersey.
Yeah,
it's insane. So we're flying in. We're an hour delayed because of the storm, but we still have an hour in Dallas Fort Worth. And I'm like, okay, well, we can do this. An hour should be fine to get from A gate to B gate. And so we're literally in the air, and we're getting ready to touch down with an hour. The wheels hit the ground, and we have an hour before our next flight or our connection takes off. And the pilot goes, there's some bad news. The Skylink is down, which is the tram that goes from gate to gate.
No.
So you'd have to huff it, which in Dallas Fort Worth, it's probably 2 miles from A gate to B gate. And so we're like, okay, well, we have an hour. If we can home alone this, we can run this, we can get there.
You're like, we're going to get our cardio in today, kids.
We can sprint, we can do this. And so we hit the ground and we're taxiing. And I'm like, wow, we're really taxiing for a long time. And so like 15 minutes into the taxiing, the guy...
They were looking for a gate.
Dude, they're looking for a gate. The pilot comes on, he's like, there's no open gate. We're going to be taxiing for another 10 minutes. And then literally 20 minutes after that, he's like, well, we finally found a gate. So now our hour has gone down to 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is going to be tough.
You might make it, but your bags are definitely not.
Well, I might make it. Tracy may not. Because I'm going to sprint to this gate and she may.
You would leave Tracy behind?
I'm getting home.
Eddie.
I'm getting home.
Eddie, you would be sleeping on the couch for weeks.
I'll be sleeping on the bed until she gets back. Because I'm going to make it. And so we land, and then we finally get to the gate. I'm like, okay. And so we all stand up, and everybody's in a hurry because there's so many connections on this flight. Everybody's standing up and getting their bags out of the overhead. And then we're standing there for 5 minutes, and no one's moving on the plane. We're just all standing, and there's no one moving. Like, what? I'm like looking down, like, there's nobody.
Is there a problem with the jet bridge?
Is the door not open? And so the pilot comes on. He's like, we're looking for a gate attendant to open the door. For 25 minutes.
Late? Is this late at night at this point?
8:30, 8 p.m.
Oh, no.
They couldn't find a gate attendant to come and open just the door to the jetway.
So you guys are just
So we're literally sitting on the plane at the gate, trapped in the plane for another 20 minutes. We finally get off the plane 5 minutes after our other connection had taken off.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a fucking nightmare. And then so
Great
everyone's
job,
pissed.
American.
Everyone's pissed. And then they're like, go to the service counter to rebook your flight. I'm like, okay. So we get the service counter, and literally the line to the service counter is longer than Rise of the Resistance. It's Disneyland. We got in line at 10 p.m. We didn't get to the front desk until 12:30 at night.
Dude, you should have been calling.
I was calling.
I was gonna say
I was calling, but it was busy because everybody was calling.
Oh, wow.
They were just over flooded with calls. And so we get up there, they rebook us for 7 a.m. the next morning. At this point, it's 12:31 a.m. at night.
Wow.
And they're like, well, we can get you a hotel. I'm like, oh, so I can leave the airport, check into a hotel, look at the hotel room, turn around and go, this was nice, and then get back onto a shuttle and get back to the airport to make a 7 a.m. flight? No, I'll just stay at the airport.
Damn.
So we had to
So you slept on the floor.
on the floor of the airport from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m.
That might be one of the worst travel
It
stories
was
I've heard in a while.
fucking nightmare.
Because I feel like airlines are at least trying to like keep it together. They're trying to pretend like they care again.
They're trying to, but I don't think they do.
I think they're understaffed.
They're very understaffed. There's no pilots. There's no attendants. There's nobody to open the fucking door to the jetway.
Oh,
They're very understaffed because no one wants to work in that industry.
But yeah, I saw you post a picture of you guys sleeping on the floor, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh, it was brutal. At least they should at least have the courtesy of the chairs. You know, they have those rows of chairs in the airport to remove the armrests, so you could at least lay on the chairs.
That's smart, Kevin. You're killing us today.
So yeah, it was a nightmare. That's why I hate travel. I hate travel.
I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. I went to go see the fireworks at the Santa Monica Pier.
And was that fun?
No, because the fireworks were supposed to start at 9, and at 9:15 I called it. I was like, clearly something's. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe they're not going off.
Maybe it's a 10 p.m. firework
Eddie,
display.
I'm driving home.
Yeah.
And I had I was getting ready to pull off of like one of the main thoroughways in like Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And I see behind me just light up like crazy. And I was like, son of a bitch.
God damn it.
I was like, I literally sat around and waited for 15 minutes. Got in my car and finally started driving away. And they went off.
So they went off at like 9:30?
At like 9:25.
But you got to give it more than 15 minutes.
No, 9:25 for a 9 p.m. show.
You got to get more than 15. Well, maybe the wind was bad.
The wind was not bad.
You got to get more than 15
The wind
minutes.
was not bad. I'm so tired of everybody running on California time. Like, certain things should start on time regardless. Do you know what I mean? Flights,
absolutely.
always should start on time.
Flights.
Because other things rely on it. I wanted to get home. I had to get back to this neurotic thing. Who still has not recovered.
He seems very disturbed.
He is. He just
Poor Kevin.
He's been eyes wide since the 4th, just looking cracked out like crazy.
It is a nightmare for dogs, for sure.
I know.
The 4th of July.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. You had such a tragic.
It's fucking brutal.
Wait, is that why you shaved?
Yes. Well, no, I think.
Because I was like, something's different. I've been sitting here this whole time.
What's wrong with you?
So distracted.
You look
Not only
sick.
by the dog, but I was like, something's different with Eddie.
Yeah.
What is it?
I shaved.
Why? I was digging the Han Solo. I was digging the old disgruntled.
The old gruntled.
Yes.
Last Jedi look.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I turned 50. And I just wanted, like, I felt old with the beard.
No.
I felt old with it.
The beard is contouring. Why would you shave?
It'll grow back. I'll probably grow it back. I just was like, I was in.
It threw me off so hard when I
I'm
figured
glad you
it
got
out.
thrown because my wife didn't notice for 12 hours.
Wait, Tracy didn't notice you shaved?
I shaved last night or whenever this comes out on Friday.
To be fair, she's known you through all stages of life. So
She's
she knows
seen
what your
several.
face. Yeah, she knows
She's
what your
lived through
face looks like.
goatees and mustaches. She's seen lots of stuff.
Wait, what?
She's seen lots
You
of
had
stuff.
a goatee?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Was that your evil Eddie
Early
phase?
2000s.
Was that Edwin phase? The Edwin phase?
That was a dark Eddie. That was, everyone had one in the early 2000s. That was a thing.
No.
Yes.
You were listening to way too much Smash Mouth.
There was a lot of Smash Mouth, a lot of shiny shirts and goatees. I had a fucking goatee, man.
And you did the mustache, I think, for a while.
My biggest regret in life is I proposed to Tracy at the Improv in Hollywood on stage.
Yes.
At the end of my set. I called her up. She didn't know.
Oh.
And we have it on tape and all this stuff. But my biggest regret of the whole night is I have a goatee. I have a goatee in that thing.
And that's how forever.
That's how that moment
you will look.
is forever canonized.
You will forever. There's a buddy of ours that has a goatee right now. And I'm like, you need to get rid of that. You need to get rid of that immediately.
It's a bad look. I don't know why I liked it, but I did.
Someone needs to step in and stop him.
Hold him down and shave him?
Yes. I can't with this weird facial hair stuff.
It was a thing in the early 2000s.
I think it's becoming a thing again.
Is it coming back?
I'm seeing more and more like
cyclical.
athletes, like where they're wearing like the hipster mustaches and stuff like that, and like the mullety type haircuts. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this again.
Well, it'll last for a couple years and they'll go away.
No.
Well, it's like we're back into baggy jeans. Baggy jeans are back.
I'm not on board with that.
I'm not either, but they're back.
I mean, I'm embracing it because I have to, because I don't want to.
Well,
I feel like me stepping on stage, especially with like jeggings or like anything that's remotely tight, it just screams, oh, you're a millennial.
Well, the thing is, like, because it's generational now. And like, I don't know what size jeans couldn't get any tighter. We got to the point where skinny jeans got so tight, they had to go back the other way.
Yeah.
Everything overcorrects.
For dudes too?
Yeah. Guys got skinny jeans.
I don't know.
And it had to overcorrect. And the thing is, it went back to baggy jeans.
So now we're just in Jinkos again.
So I don't know.
The Tommy Hilfigers with like the painter
I guess
straps on the side.
I'm just going to give me some Bugle Boys and call it a day.
Oh. But no, I can't believe Tracy didn't notice that you didn't have
Literally, I shaved
hair.
The night we got home from the airport fiasco because I was just like, I was in the heat and the travel and it was itchy and I was like, I want to feel clean.
Yeah.
So I shaved it. And then literally the next morning around lunch, well, actually probably around lunchtime, she's like, did you shave? I'm like, 12 hours ago before we went to bed and slept next to each other and then woke up.
Face looks like?
This is what you look like? This is not who I married.
Eddie, I have been traumatized more times than I can count when I meet somebody and like that's how I know their face.
Right.
And then they shave on me and I'm like, absolutely not.
Well,
whatever this is.
No, go back.
No.
But
no. And they're like, it'll grow back. And I'm like, not fast enough. One time.
I'm self-conscious.
One time, my ex-husband had a bit part in a movie.
Yeah.
And his commitment to the bit, as we both know, was very strong.
Yes.
And he decided that this character that had no speaking lines desperately needed a mustache.
Okay.
And so he went to go shoot this overnight role.
Right.
I did not see him before he left. And I was sleeping.
So your picture of him before he left was with his
normal.
beard.
Was normal. Was a full beard. And I went to sleep. And I got woken up to him crawling into bed.
Oh, no.
When he came home.
No, with a stash?
With a stash.
Oh, no.
3 inches from my face.
You're like, did I wake up in a porno?
I punched him in the face because I didn't know what happened. I did not recognize him. I was like, I knew my rapist would have a mustache.
I just knew it.
I knew it. They always do. They always do. It's the signature facial hair of creepy dudes everywhere.
Oh. Yeah.
And I was like, get that off your face immediately. And then there was another guy that I dated, and he always had like enough facial hair that it looked like a beard. You know what I mean? But it was like a tight beard.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew him.
Yeah.
That's
usually how I have my facial hair.
Yes. I needed his face to have.
Sure.
And one time he shaved it. And I was like, and I didn't even say anything. I just said, no.
No.
I was like, absolutely not. No.
I'll see you in 4 weeks.
I'll say exactly. How fast does it grow back? Take some biotin. I won't be back until then.
So should I keep the beard then? Is what you're saying? Because you've known me. I didn't start growing a beard until we did our Swings and Misses show.
But I liked it.
But that was the first time I really grew a beard. Everything else was just this gruffy scruff stuff.
It felt like it leaned into the grizzled David Harbour phase. You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like you're at right now
I'm
in
definitely
life.
there.
You know? It goes with your persona.
Yeah.
This is too like fresh faced and
well, I think because I turned 50 and I felt old and it made me feel younger to shave.
No.
But I'll go back.
Because now I can see your face.
I know. I feel naked. At least I didn't go down with a razor. It's still scruffy.
I feel like you're the type that can't go down to a razor.
I have a baby face if I go down to a razor.
That'd look weird.
I look like I'm 30.
It'd look weird.
With the eyes of an 80-year-old man.
They've seen some shit. Did everything go okay when you were in South Carolina? No incidents?
No. I mean,
because listen, the South is known for being a little risky when it comes to fireworks.
It's a weird play. It's weird because I was.
Isn't that where the guy blew his head off?
Yeah.
How are you?
It wasn't Myrtle Beach, but it was South Carolina because every variety of firework is legal in South Carolina.
I know.
There's no guardrails.
Oh, I'm well aware. My dad used to take a vacation up to South Carolina to go visit my cousins.
Right.
There's lots of air quotes happening if you're just listening to the audio medium. And he would come back with enough fireworks to
launch a small offensive
Yes.
on a neighboring country.
Yeah, or at least the checkers in front of our neighborhood. You know, like
That Sonic is going down.
So, and what's crazy is not only would he come home with all of these fireworks, he would build installations to launch them off of.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, like big sheets of plywood and like
big sheets of plywood
so you could, like,
with the tubes.
So you have a control box to light
exactly,
them. Yeah.
Exactly. Everything was like automated and like he would like link them together.
And
so
they went off on time, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
9 p.m. sharp.
They did. Sometimes 5 minutes early. He's like, well, you should have known. That's dad time. I hate when people run on dad time. My dad will be like, we're leaving here at this time.
Right.
5 minutes before, he's like, we're late. We're late.
Then tell me me the time you really want me here.
So now I know whenever my dad's like, we're leaving at this time, just back it up to 15 minutes.
Be there 10 minutes early.
Back it up 15 minutes because otherwise you're late.
You're gone. You get yelled at.
So, but he, I remember this one year, he built this like giant A-frame.
Yeah.
And he put a bunch of those little spinner things on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
I forget what they're called.
I forget what the Whistler, they're like whistlers or something like that.
Yeah, where they just make a really obnoxious noise and they spin around really fast. So he lined them up on this frame.
Oh, beautiful.
And they would set themselves off.
Oh, of course.
You know, because he put them it was like dominoes, but with fireworks.
Right.
You know? And I was like, he's definitely going to light this neighborhood on fire. Like, clean out the brush. I mean, he definitely might have started a small fire in the neighbor's lawn at one point.
I've done that before. We did that when I was a kid. My brother and I, we had because we'd always buy fireworks, bottle rockets when we go vacation in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and then we'd live in Virginia, where the only thing legal there is like a fountain. You know, nothing, snakes and sparklers.
Snakes? Who decided those were fireworks?
Let me make a shit ton of ash.
Let's make a shit ton of ash that comes out like a turd out of a butthole in the ground.
Let's watch the ground shit for 10 minutes. So
snakes.
We had bottle rockets and we were sleeping out we were camping in my friend's backyard one night, and we're like, let's do some bottle rockets. And like, we're like, that's a great idea. So it was me, my brother, and Billy, the next door neighbor. And we didn't have a bottle to shoot the bottle rockets out of, because you need something to aim it so it goes up, right?
All we had, if you stick them in the ground too deep, then they just
sit there and explode on the ground.
Yeah.
So we were like, we had the idea, we have a cup. So we had a cup, right? Like one of those red Dixie cups. And you put it in, the thing's like leaning almost.
No. This is going to go so bad.
Oh, it went south so fast. And so we're there. We climb up to the top of the shed of my buddy's backyard shed, or where we climb up there. We have a cup with like 4 bottle rockets in there, and we light them all. We're like, yeah. And we see them go, and they just literally head downwards into the next neighbor's yard. And we're like, fuck. And so we run and we hide. And we hear the explosion. And we're like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. And we go out, and there's just this massive, like, 20-foot circle just in flames on the ground because the grass is dry. So we met this massive fire in the backyard. I'm like, fuck. So we run and we grab the garden hose and we're putting it out. And then we like hide the garden hose and we go back in the tent. We just lay there all night like, fuck. And we wake up, like my brother and I, we wake up at like 6 a.m. the next morning and we haul ass home. We're just like, fuck. We just left Billy. And we haul ass home and we go, hey, Dad, we should go visit Grandma. And he's like, okay, all right. And she's in West Virginia, which is like 4 hours away. So he packs up the car and we leave.
You fled the scene of a crime.
We crossed the state line.
You've been so scared of a punishment. You're like, we should go visit
we should go visit Grandma.
In another
My dad was
state.
like, oh, okay, all right, let's go. And we fucking hauled ass. And Billy was still sleeping in the tent. And we're like crossing the state line.
Can't believe you let Billy just sit there and take the rap for everything.
And we were gone for a week. We were gone for a fucking week.
So you come back, you're like, hey, Billy, how's it going?
Hey, Billy, what's up? You ever get in trouble for lighting that neighbor's yard on fire?
I feel like every dude has a core memory that's like, yeah, we blew shit up outside.
Oh, dude.
That's not.
No, that's just fucking blow shit up. We were like.
Every single guy in their 40s on.
Has something where they blew shit up.
Where you're like, yeah, we used to blow shit up. Like, what happened to y'all where you're like, this is what I need to do to feel alive?
Well, we used to melt, like, I remember in like 3rd grade, my friend Zane, who was Pakistani, him and Zayn and Ali, they were brothers and we're both in the same grade. And they were like, we know how to make napalm. I'm like, what? Okay. Fuck yeah, Zayn and Ali. How do you make napalm? And so they had it's like rubber cement and then like styrofoam, and then you melt the styrofoam with the rubber cement. It wasn't
Guys, don't try this at home.
It wasn't napalm. It was just flammable. That's all it was. And so we would line up army men and we would cover them in this, what we thought was napalm, and we would light it, and we would just light and watch our army men melt into nothing.
Eddie, that's a Hasbro war crime. What are you doing?
We committed several war crimes against Hasbro and Kenner. There should be a tribunal, at the very least, for the amount of army men we killed. The amount of war crimes we created.
I think I don't ever remember doing property damage as a kid.
Oh, boys are dumb.
But I think I did light one of my sisters. I did put one of my sister's Barbies in the microwave. I wasn't trying to melt her.
What were you trying to do?
Dry her hair.
Did the hair dry?
It did.
I bet. Wow.
It was just a puddle of goo and a dry ass hair. I was like, well,
good news.
My theory worked.
Good news, the hair's dry. Bad news.
Oh my God. But was it nice at least spending time with Colton and stuff?
It was nice going there and visiting his grandparents and stuff. And I don't know. It's weird when you go home and you see you don't see your parents for like an extended period of time.
You realize, oh, they're getting old.
So old.
Yeah.
And it's worrisome because I'm so far away from them. But you're there and you're like, I don't belong here, but I feel like I need to be here for them.
No.
But you have to come back. Yeah, it's a weird feeling. Is I guess everyone goes through this at some point when you get to that point where your parents are getting so old and you're in your midlife and you're like, what do I do? How do I help them?
See, but do your parents realize they're getting older?
Yeah.
My parents don't.
No.
That's the problem. My parents are delulu.
As the kids say?
Yeah, as the kids say. My parents are delulu about their age, My
parents are not.
And it's crazy is my 101-year-old grandmother lives with them at home. And my mom is like, I'm constantly always having to repeat myself for her, blah, blah, blah.
Because she's
be
a century.
I'm like,
old.
But also, bitch, you do that on your own. Like my mom repeats stuff to me several times on the phone. And I was like, do you think this is for my grandmother? Because it is not. Like, this is just something you do because you get stuck in a loop,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my dad is still a weekend warrior. He talks about
How old's your dad?
He's like mid-60s.
Okay, see, my dad's 83.
65.
My dad's 83.
I had young parents.
My mom's 80.
I had young parents, and it shows. It shows, though. You're way more balanced adult. Like, my parents were making shit up as they went along. Do you know what I mean?
My dad was 34, 33 when he had me. My mom was 30. So they were kind of established. Did kids make
fun of you at school because your parents were older?
Well, no, they weren't like old. Like I had my one friend, Donnie, I had in grade school. He had parents that looked like grandparents.
Oh.
Like they were old parents. Mm-hmm. They looked like, my parents didn't look old. They were 30 when they had their first kid.
How old were you and Tracy when you had your kid?
I was 34 when I had Colton.
And how old was Tracy?
35.
Yeah, but you guys are balanced adults at that point. You know what I mean?
You're kind of sort of as adjusted as you can get in life, I think, by the time you get to your mid-30s.
Unless you have a midlife crisis.
Yeah,
I feel like I was emotionally stunted and locked in 2010 for a hot minute.
Well, you
had
had some stuff happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had some major issues going on, but yeah, I look at my parents and I'm just like, I need you guys to recognize that you are not spring chickens anymore.
You're not in your 40s anymore.
Like the concept of stretching is like foreign to them. I go, can you go take a yoga class or something?
Yeah.
Like, does it everything have to be like go hard in the paint? And I'm like, that's why you guys need 3 back surgeries and 2 knee replacements and things. Like, just take better care of yourself.
Well, that's why I wish my dad like is foreign to the idea of stretching. Like he has a bad back. I'm like, have you ever tried stretching your hamstrings? And he just laughs. Like, all right. Well, that's why you're in this shape.
I'll stretch them till they break.
Yeah, fuck. Like, okay.
No.
Just disappointing.
I stretch while I'm walking. I do. No, stop.
No, stop. Just,
like my parents love doing yard work still. I'm like, you can pay someone to do that.
My parents in their 80s do yard work.
I think that it's crazy because they act like it's a hobby of theirs, but then all they do is bitch while they do
That's
it. And
all
I'm like,
they do.
You can't bitch about something that you actively make more work
if
for
you
yourself.
think it's a
in.
hobby, you're supposed to enjoy it. No one's sitting there fucking making pottery going, this fucking stupid fucking jar. I hate clay. No, you enjoy your hobbies.
Oh, my parents absolutely do not. Wait, so is Delulu something only kids say now?
Yeah, delusional. Yeah,
I think I've been working with too many younger people lately.
So you work with younger comedians, right?
Yeah, and I'm starting to pick up some of their slang, but I don't know that I'm using any of it properly. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because I got a 15-year-old and he brings stuff home all the time, words, and I'll hear him talking with his buddies.
What has he brought up lately?
I wrote down a couple of them. Well, the first time I ever heard anything about him and his buddies would say, "Oh, you're trying to riz her up," right? Like riz, which is short for charisma, which I guess it means when you're hitting on a girl. Or you go like, or he's got no riz, like if he's no good around girls.
I'm fact checking you on these.
Charisma, it's riz.
I thought it was like riz, like you trying to riz somebody up.
Yeah, with charisma.
Oh, so it's more the act of.
It's the act of
gassing somebody up. It's like gassing someone up, right?
Gassing.
Riz.
Like if someone hits on a girl and the girl shoots him down, his buddies go, "Oh, dude, you got no riz."
Charm and woo a person.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
okay.
Then like another one I heard that Colton, I guess when he had his falling out with his best buddy in school, the other kid kept calling him op. He's like, "Oh no, he's op."
What's that mean?
Opposition.
Op?
Like an enemy.
Really?
Yeah, like you're op. You're op to me now.
You're op to me now. Oh, one is referred to as a snitch or a tattletale. Oh, Colton, I was op too.
We're all op.
I mean, well, I think if you're a good kid, I was definitely remind the teacher we have homework kind of kid. People were like, "Son of a bitch, Jenn.
Oh God,
stop it."
Sus.
I mean, suspect. Obviously, yeah. That one I feel like is pretty self-explanatory.
And then noob.
That's a video game term, no?
Yeah, you're very inexperienced at this. Yes. This is something you're new at.
Me dating right now? Noob.
You're a noob at dating.
I feel like a noob, yes.
Mid?
It's
mid.
It's whatever.
It's meh. Mid. It's the new meh.
It's
right?
the new that's mid.
And meh didn't even last very long.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's their generations. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's whatever.
It's mid. Bussin'. Something really good.
Bussin'?
Bussin'? Like that girl's that shit's bussin'. Like that pudding is bussin'.
No one's ever said
bussin'.
What does bussin' mean? Amazing, fantastic, lovely, cool.
Right.
My food is bussin'.
Right.
That is not.
This spaghetti and meatballs is bussin'.
This Urban Dictionary.
I'm going to go to Maggiano's and go, "This lasagna is bussin', y'all." I'm going to tell the waiter that.
No. He would be like,
"This tiramisu is bussin'.
Leave. Leave.
Sir, can you leave? And please grow your beard back."
Okay, so what else?
No cap. You know what no cap is?
No.
Dude, she for real got in a car. She got in a car accident. No cap.
For real?
Yeah, it means like truth.
Truth.
Yeah.
No cap.
No cap.
What is no? How do they get no cap? What is cap?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. Does Alex know?
I'm checking.
Alex, what do you got?
Do you know how they got no cap?
I'm actually going to look into it. I really don't know.
Do some research.
I've never even used it now.
No cap. Kids use it. The kids use it, not us.
I think, by the way, what was the word you just used, by the way?
Bussin'?
Bussin'. I think that's like an Olive Garden restaurant.
These breadsticks is bussin'.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Endless salad? That's bussin'.
No, stop. Your homework assignment is to make advertisements for that generation to talk about how delicious things are for chain restaurants.
This bloomin' onion is bussin'.
Okay,
the
what else you
onion
got?
is what they should call it.
Bussin' onion. This is so dumb.
Dude, if anyone under the age of 20 is listening to this, they fucking hate us. They fucking hate us.
But your parents think this is hilarious.
Oh, they think it was, yeah.
Okay, keep going.
On God?
I mean, that's self-explanatory.
For real.
For real.
For real, though.
Yeah.
Gyat.
No.
That girl's got a gyat, right? Is that how it's used?
Wait, how do you spell it?
G-Y-A-T-T.
G-Y-A-T-T.
That's big ass. You got big ass.
No, it says slang term to express strong excitement, surprise, or admiration.
For a big ass.
Most commonly used as an exclamation in reaction to seeing a large butt.
Right. Gat.
So technically...
So if she's walking by with a big ass, you go, gat.
So technically, a dude could also be...
Technically,
but not
my
a
dad
butt.
has a gat.
What?
But are we talking about his butt or are we talking about the front?
Both. He's gat coming and going.
Oh my god.
Cheeks?
Cheeks. Like butt?
Yeah, it means to have sex. Like, I give me some cheeks.
Oh, I have not had cheeks lately. There's
Neither
been
have
a
I.
very big cheeks
Surprisingly.
drought. Despite owning a very good pair, very big drought right now.
These cheeks are unused.
Unused cheeks.
Straight out of the shop.
Tragic.
Phantom tax. F-A-N-U-M tax.
I don't know.
Apparently that's when you walk up behind someone and take a little bit of their food. Like you grab,
I'd murder
you
someone.
grab some chips or some fries from
I'd
somebody.
murder some. That's why it's called phantom, because you will get murdered
Phantom
if you
tax.
touch my
You
food.
will turn into a phantom.
Oh my god.
Phantom tax. I guess it was from a streamer who I guess does that to people and they call it a phantom
I
tax.
can't keep up with all this stuff
It's a
that
lot of
kids are
shit,
doing.
man.
Can Colton?
No, not really. Like I asked him, like, what's some slang you guys are using? It took him a while to come because he doesn't really use a lot of. He uses like op and sus and riz, but he doesn't even really talk like that. Because again, only child grew up with two parents in the '80s. We pushed all of our shit on him,
Yeah.
so he talks more like a 45-year-old person.
Like what? What are things Colton says that you're like, you can't say that around kids your age,
What does he
dude?
say? Hey, oh, it's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Like he talks like us, not like kids from his generation, which is, I guess it's.
I wonder if
I don't
any
know.
of these phrases are going to come back to like bite people in the butt, like some of the stuff that was big when we were growing up. Do you know what I mean? Where like if you were to say certain things that we
Yeah.
will not utter on this podcast because we don't want to get canceled. You can't get canceled this early. In our,
we
in our run.
used to throw the F word around liberal, not the F-U-C-K word, the other
Oh,
F word.
I know.
We threw that around a lot.
It was very Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Didn't Bill and Ted
A
drop
lot.
it all the time?
Yeah.
And now you watch it and
They'd
you're
hug
like,
each other and go, yeah. But that's the way it was used. And it wasn't.
Matthew Broussard has a really good joke about that. He goes, I always like to test the temperature of the room, being like, which F word can't I use to find out if he's in a liberal crowd or a conservative crowd? And I was like, well done.
Yeah.
That's a good temperature test.
Yeah. Because one you can't use in one room and the other you definitely can't use
You don't
in
want
the
to use
other.
around Christians. The
Right.
other one you don't want to use around.
But you can use that one F word around Christians and they're fine with it. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it's so weird.
It's very strange. But yeah, it's weird how we used that word so liberally when we were younger. And literally up until probably the late 90s, we were using that word.
That's wild.
And then the R word, we were using up until like 10 years ago.
I'm trying to think when some people were using it more recently.
Yeah, it had a little resurgence, but I think it's going back
that's just
away.
people that are trying to go against the grain and be like, I'm gonna be edgy.
Right. And I used both those words when I was younger, but they weren't used in a way to be derogatory to those people. It was just a way of like talking to your friends.
Yeah, and telling someone they were being stupid.
Being
or telling
stupid.
someone, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But you can't use them.
Oh,
And it's fine.
and we're fine with it.
It's fine.
We're not complaining that we can't use those words, by
It's
the way.
called evolution.
But I just want everybody to know we're not complaining that we can't use
No,
those
we're
words.
not. I've not used those words in a long time, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Like it hasn't stunted our vocabulary by any means.
I remember last time I used the R word. I used to have it in my act.
Oh.
I used to say it. It used to be the punchline of one of my acts, in one of my jokes in my act. And I was in Canada in 2012. Probably the last time I used it, 2013. And
and it got such a weird reaction.
No, it always got a big reaction. That's why I kept it. And it was still in that iffy time of like, do you use it, do you not? But I would still use it because I got a big reaction. And then after the show was over,
I had a joke like that. And
Yeah.
eventually you're like, oh, the reaction tipped too far.
well, I was still going well with it. And that literally, I did the show and then I was greeting people after the show as they were leaving. And one woman came up, she's like, I really wish you hadn't used that word. And I'm like, and at the time I'm like, why? Because I'm a comic. I can say whatever I want. Like, what? Why? Well, you offended? You don't look like. And then she was like, no, we have some people here. at this table, and they were really, and I looked over, and it was a bunch of people with, you know, disabilities
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was like, oh, and then that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh, that
You're
word
like,
does
that
hurt.
is hurting people, and it
That
is punching down.
Does hurt people.
Yeah.
And it is punching down. I'm like, I'm okay. And then I retired that bit, and I never said that word on stage again.
I'll be honest, I said it on stage the other night.
Did you?
But I didn't say it to punch down. I said it as part of an explanation
Right.
for something that I went through and something that someone called me.
Yeah.
And it got a weird reaction, and people pulled back at first, and they were like, "Oh, that's awful."
Yeah.
And then when I hit them with the punchline, they were like, "Oh fuck."
Like, okay.
Oh, he got what was coming to him.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know what I mean? But it wasn't too.
But did you phrase it as that person called you that?
Yes.
Not as you said that.
Oh yeah, no,
Right.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, absolutely
You can still
not.
get away with it if you structure the joke where you're being called that
Yeah.
by someone else, not you're
absolutely.
using the word. Yeah.
No, but I still am like on the fence about whether or not I need it for the joke, but it is the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry. It is the truth of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like, and I think it paints a better picture of what my marriage was like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because a lot of my set is currently like kind of just going through like, why did it fall apart? You
Right,
know what
right,
I
right.
mean? Because I think that's stuff that everybody can relate to. And that's the thing that I love about this podcast and the feedback that we're getting from you guys is because you like how real it is.
Yeah.
You know, we don't hold anything back. We're not keeping anything from you. Like this is who Eddie and I pretty much are. If the cameras weren't on right now, it would be pretty much the same
For
thing.
worse or worse, it's who we are.
Except for worse or worse. Oh, but wait, what's the thing that I know we were going to talk about slang, but you were showing me something absolutely insane.
Dude, apparently
before this show
Colton
started.
told me about this when I was getting
you were getting the slang.
when I was doing research for the slang.
Research.
Apparently Gen Alpha, which I guess is Gen Z, right? They renamed themselves Gen Alpha.
You
right?
can't rename yourself.
Is that right, Alex? Do you know?
I feel like they're after Gen
Gen
Z.
Alpha is Gen Z.
Are they?
Right, because we're Gen X. Then there was Millennial.
I'm millennial.
You're Millennial. I'm Gen
Don't
X.
put me in with
Come
you.
on, be old. You're Millennial. And then there was after that is Gen Z, which is sort of what Colton is. But I think they've renamed themselves Gen Alpha. Right? Or is it Gen Y got turned into Gen Alpha?
It's like a mix.
It's a mix. Because Gen Y was so like, well, that's a terrible name.
Right.
Who
Generation
is
Y.
Gen Alpha.
But I think it's the latter, the younger Gen Zs and the Gen Alpha.
Demographic of people born between the early 2010s and the mid 2020s.
Is Gen Alpha.
Succeeding Generation Z.
Okay. So, because Colton's Gen Z technically, he was born in 2009. So he's
Yes.
technically Gen Z.
Okay.
So the younger kids, the kids that are in grade school right now or middle school are Gen Alpha. And they're going nuts over this thing called Skibbity Toilet.
Skivity toilet.
Skibbity Toilet, which is apparently some sort of web series on YouTube.
No, it's a web series.
It's a web series on YouTube. It follows a fictional war between human-headed toilets and humanoid characters with electronic devices on their head. So picture,
So this is the Matrix
kinda
with people's heads coming out of
toilets. That's one group, and then you have this other group of humanoid bodies with like TVs on their heads, and they're in constant battle with the heads in the toilets.
I hate it here.
And
I absolutely hate it.
How many
here.
views does it have?
No.
Alex?
43.
43 million?
It depends on the video, depends on the country, but the main series that we're talking about right now, well over 41 million views on just
Wait,
the
it's
first
a
video.
series?
Yeah.
Like this is an ongoing saga
Yeah.
of human bodies with television heads
Yeah, and
versus
and
toilets with
human heads.
I don't know what side I want to win.
I want them both to die. Is that possible? They can both kill each other?
What on earth did this need to exist for?
Apparently this was from what I'm reading on Wikipedia, which is a valid news source nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Many commentators saw this as Generation Alpha's first foray into internet culture. Like this is the first thing Gen Alpha.
This is your contribution to society.
Well, when they first started logging on to the internet and seeing memes and web series outside of the kid stuff that you get fed to you by your parents, this is what they latched onto. was Skibbity Toilet.
Awful. I'm not here for bathroom humor making a comeback.
The series
I get
depicts...
very skeeved out by bathroom
Well,
humor.
especially a head coming out of a
Yeah,
toilet.
absolutely not. New fear unlocked. You know how many times I sit down on a toilet and I'm like, what if there's a snake in here?
Dude, don't do that.
I have
Why you do that?
irrational
Don't do that.
thoughts
There's
all
no-
the time.
Why even think about that?
Because
That's-
I need to give myself a panic attack over random things all day long, Eddie. That is how my brain works.
We were at my parents' house and we're getting ready to go to bed. And you're from the South.
Yeah.
You've heard of palmetto bugs, right?
Yeah.
They look like cockroaches,
Yes.
but they're a little bit bigger and they're brown.
yes.
So it's not a cockroach, it's called a palmetto bug.
Well, cockroaches are brown.
Well, okay. Well, it's a bigger thing. It's a palmetto. It's not a cockroach, though, but it's a palmetto bug.
Okay, sure.
And so we go into the bedroom we're staying in. There's a giant one on the ceiling.
Absolutely not.
And Tracy freaks out.
Burn the house down.
Tracy freaks out.
Burn
And my
the
mom
house
comes in
down.
and she's like, oh, don't worry about it. And then she like swats at it with like a towel
And it flies.
and it knocks it onto the ground and runs under the bed.
No. We are not sleeping in this room tonight. We are fogging this room.
And so literally Tracy was like, I can't sleep in here. I'm like, we have to. There's no other. We can't sleep on the stairs. There's no
Watch me.
So-
I will sleep outside.
Palmetto.
So
I
we
will
slept in the bed.
outside because I don't know what's outside.
Yeah.
I know what's under
You know
the bed.
exactly what's under the
I
bed.
know what's under the bed.
There's a giant palmetto bug under the bed.
Absolutely not.
And we slept in there.
That's like one of my biggest fears ever. Seriously. Toilet stuff and roaches, rodents, things like that. And I think I can trace it back to like certain memories. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever did this, but Halloween Horror Nights back in the day,
Mhm.
they used to have this like weird fascination with putting people into glass enclosures that like looked like coffins or whatever. And they would put human beings in these enclosures with roaches.
No.
Roaches crawling
No.
all over
No.
them.
No.
Or rats.
No.
Rats crawling
Mm-mm.
all over
No.
them.
No.
Snakes.
I would take rats over roaches, though.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. I would take rats over roaches.
Rats can bite you.
Yeah, but if you don't move, it's not going to bite you.
I
If you
don't
just
know.
lay there, it's not going to bite you.
Eddie,
But
I
a
don't
fucking
know.
cockroach is going to go in
You're
your ear.
But what if a rat crawls up your pants and is like, "Are these nuts?"
Can't get this bag open. There's two big nuts in here, and I cannot get to the. Can't get this bag open.
Like that's a Saw movie. Absolutely not. Those are my biggest fears, and these kids are just writing fan fiction about
I
them.
fucking love it, man.
No,
Skibbity Toilet.
no,
Check it out on YouTube.
don't give them the views. We cannot be a part of this.
The series depicts a conflict between singing
This isn't a series.
human head toilets and the titular Skibbity toilets and
Wait.
humanoids with CCTV cameras, speakers, and televisions in place of their head.
It's a fucking musical.
I guess they sing. I
It's a
guess they sing.
musical?
They threaten humanity. The Skibbity toilets threaten humanity. And to counter them, the cameraman
But
and the
they'll
speaker
burst
man.
into song while they do it.
But I don't know how they threaten humanity from the toilet. They can't move. They're
I was
stuck
just
in the
gonna
toilet.
say how formidable of an opponent is if they don't have legs. They can't move.
Well, I guess
They are
we all have
stuck
to go to the
there.
bathroom. So that's how they get you.
Jeez.
We all have to eventually
There
go
is
to the
some
bathroom.
missing logic
Oh, yeah.
in this.
Well, they're trying to take over the world. And to counter them, the cameraman and speaker man form an alliance.
Can't you guys just play Sims or something like normal kids? We had to invent toilet people.
Skibbity toilets.
No. Even the name sounds awful.
Skibbity.
No. Is that slang for something?
I don't know, probably.
Oh,
Skibbity.
well, this is as good a time as any.
Mm,
Let's just go.
let's do it.
Let's just go.
Hit the music, Alex.
This has been a show of just complete white trash madness.
Oh, yeah. Well, I still am covered in white trash from being there.
Thanks for bringing it back, Eddie.
Yeah. Back to our roots.
All right, guys. We're going to play Little Florida Man Friday. Eddie, tell everybody the rules.
Florida Man, I read Jenn Sterger 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake, and she has to tell me which is the fake Florida Man headline to prove how Florida she is. And Alex is going to play along.
All right, let's
Here we go. Florida man called 911 about having phony suicidal thoughts so he could hitch a free ride to Tampa. Florida man arrested after shooting destroying Walmart delivery drone. And then Florida man organizes synchronized swimming event in public fountain, faces public indecency charges. One of those.
One more time. So all three.
All three. Florida man called 911 about having phony suicidal thoughts so he could hitch a free ride to Tampa.
From where?
Jenn with the details.
Always needs the details.
From where?
Where's close to Tampa? I don't know. What's right outside Tampa?
That's the fake one.
It's not fake. You don't know.
Okay. What's the next one?
Florida man arrested after shooting, destroying Walmart delivery drone.
They have drone? No, they don't. Walmart doesn't.
And then number 3, Florida man organizes synchronized swimming event in public fountain, faces public indecency charges.
I think the last one's real.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't think Walmart has drones.
I can't give you the validity of the...
I think Florida Walmart has drones. Just say.
Really?
If any Walmart does, it's the Florida Walmart.
I don't think they have drones though.
Alex, you have a...
Yeah, it's the synchronized swimming.
You think that's the fake one?
Yeah, I want to see that done though.
I think B.
So Florida man arrested after shooting, destroying Walmart delivery drone.
Yes.
Not Florida man calls 911 about suicidal thoughts so he can get a free ride to Tampa.
No, because I think that would have happened from Plant City or Brooksville.
Plant City.
I was like, what are the sad places that someone would be like, Tampa's an upgrade?
Plant City. Your winner, Alex.
Let's go.
Nailed it.
Finally
wins a Florida man.
Let's go.
Look, even a
Thanks,
blind
Jenn.
squirrel, even a blind rat finds a ball sack every
Finds a
now
ball
and
sack,
then.
rips open a ball sack and gets a nut every once in a while.
So wait, so you don't have the stories? You can't give me any more details. What's the Walmart drone thing?
He got arrested because I guess it was delivering Walmart packages in his neighborhood.
Oh.
It wasn't to him, but he saw these things flying down and delivering boxes, and he started shooting them out of the sky.
Oh, he should have had a cat copter. We should bring that back.
Cat copter.
R.I.P. Those were simpler days.
Those were good times. We were so
Eddie, where
young
can
back
people
then.
find you?
You can go to eddiepence.com to check out anything Eddie Pence related, or you can go to @EddiePence on all the socials.
Yeah, we're probably doing some shows soon, so stay in touch.
Yes, please.
Check out @Jennifer Sterger on all the socials or jensterger.com for other things. I have pets to feed, so we won't go into it. But I'm just saying.
Just click on the link and
I'll put
do
it out there. Who knows? But you'll I want to just work and give my pets a better life.
There you go.
So thank you so much for joining us today on another episode of Not Today. And thank you for subscribing and sharing us with all your friends. We really appreciate it.
We do.
You guys are growing this thing. So let's keep doing it. Share our clips, comment on stuff. That's the way you can help the show grow because we don't have sponsors
Tell people about it.
Yeah, we don't have sponsors yet. Tell people about it, especially those friends of yours that are going to be stuck for long car rides. Like, we're the perfect summer.
Tracy got 2 people to subscribe at the airport while we were laid over.
Tracy's such a great hype person.
She really is a good hype man.
But it's a fun show. It's fun, and honestly, it's irreverent and still heartfelt.
Yes.
I feel like we're hitting all the right notes.
The pathos and the ethos.
Yes.
We hit both of them.
So until next time, we love you guys. We'll see you next time on Not Today.